I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. Hello, I'm at Victoria Park in Warrington, and in September this green space will be transformed into a concert venue for the Neighbourhood Weekender. One person who won't be at Neighbourhood Weekender though is legendary Manchester frontman Ian Brown of the Stone Roses. Ian Brown has said that he will not be attending and headlining the Neighbourhood Weekender because of the requirement for proof of vaccination to be proof of entry. So what does that mean for the rest of us? Well, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson has confirmed that up to step 3, which is when indoor hospitality reopens, we won't be required to provide proof of vaccination, but we may be required to provide proof of vaccination in the way of a COVID-19 passport to get into concert venues and to sports venues, and even for international travel as well. Now, the government has consulted widely on this, and there will be lots of industries, particularly the airline, the travel industry, who will be keen to find out what the results are and what will be happening. So broadly, the Prime Minister has said that there is going to be 3 requirements. Have you had the infection? Secondly, have you been immunised? And the third one is you could take a lateral flow test to prove that you are negative of COVID-19 as well. So what does it mean in practical terms? Well, as an individual, you might not want this application, which on the basis that the NHS test and trace system is an application on your mobile phone, you would think that the COVID-19 passport will also be an application on your phone. You may not want to go to a concert venue, speak to a steward who you know, and admit that you were infected by COVID-19. There is also a number of legal implications as well. Each individual has the right to a private and family life, no interference from the state under Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights. So it might mean that we don't want to be prevented by the state from attending concert venues just because we don't want to have the so-called COVID-19 passport. Of course, there is an argument contrary to that, which is that there is an overwhelming public health reason and public safety reason to get these venues COVID secure and COVID safe as well. But there are also data protection implications. So personal data is defined as information about an identifiable natural person. So it follows that if I'm carrying a mobile phone with a COVID-19 passport with my information on, that is identifiable personal data. And medical information is classed as special category data, so it's afforded a higher level of protection under data protection legislation. So for example, if I've been immunised, would be medical information, and again, I as an individual may not want that information to be on a COVID-19 passport. It remains to be seen what will happen, what the government will introduce, but one thing is for sure: we need to get the country back up and moving, get sport back on, get fans in stadiums, get fans at concerts in a COVID-19 safe way as soon as possible. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.